Good morning, guys. How are you today? As you can tell, I have all my ingredients set out for my green smoothie. I had already put the almond milk in. I thought that I was recording and I was not recording. Next, I'm going to use flaxseed meal. You can use regular flaxseed, but if you use the regular flaxseed, you have to grind it up, and I do not have a grinder. So what I'm going to do is put 3 tablespoons in, if you can tell, and then once I put the 3 tablespoons in, the next thing that I am going to do is make sure I seal up that package, make sure there's no air in it, and put it back in the freezer. And that is what I am doing now. You don't want to leave it out. You want to make sure that, like I said, there's no air in it, and you put it up. Next, I'm going to try some chia seeds. I have not bought those yet. They can't find those just anywhere, so I am going to look for those this weekend. And next thing I'm going to put in there is going to be, if you can't tell, some kale. There's 3 strawberries, and there's a banana that is cut up. There's about 2 cups of kale in there, so it is all frozen, and I am just going to put that all into the blender and make sure I get everything out of the bag. And if you see me kind of reach over, I'm throwing stuff in the sink to wash. I do keep my baggies so that I can use them again. That way I'm not wasting baggies every week. And sorry, I'm adjusting my camera so that you guys can see me mix it up and everything. And the almond milk that I put in, the 1 cup, you can also put in 1 cup of water, which I do sometimes, and then just add like a 1/8 cup or 1/8 part almond milk. And here you will see in a minute, I'll add like a 1/8 part water, and then I am just going to hit the chop button and chop everything up. I do have a really cheap blender, so my blender takes forever to get everything done. I recommend, if this is something you're going to do for a long time, and that if you have the money to do it, that you buy a lot more expensive blender. Like I said, right now I do not have the money to buy it, and I do not have an expensive blender, so it does take forever. And as you can see here, it's a little bit thick, so I am going to add, sorry my arm's in the way, I tried to make sure that it wasn't, and that's why I came around to the other side. But I'm going to add a little bit of water to make it more smooth. I do not like my smoothies with like little pieces in it or chunky or anything at all. I like them to be really smooth. So now here again, I am going to hit the chop button, and we will let that go for a little while. Like I said, if you have a really good blender, this would probably only take you like maybe 5 minutes or 3 minutes at the most. Mine takes about 10 or 15 minutes because my blender is really cheap. But I do have it on high, and as you can tell, it is doing something. It is just not doing something fast enough. So I am sorry about that, but the flaxseed meal that I put in there is just basically ground flaxseed, because when you buy flaxseed, you don't want to put the whole nuts into the blender because you do not get the full nutritional value out of them. That is why you want to ground them. You can get it and grind them with like a coffee grinder, a pepper grinder, a food processor, anything like that. I do not have anything like that, so that is why I buy the flax mill. And as you can tell, I'm just kind of pushing everything down in there so that I can make sure that it gets all grinded up and everything. Like I said, I don't want any chunks, anything like that in there. And then we're just gonna grind it some more. And like I said, this process takes forever because my blender is a very cheap blender. Hopefully one of these days I can save up my money, and if I am still loving these things, I can buy a lot better blender that this will not take so long, because it does kind of, it's not time consuming. What's time consuming is on Sundays, or not Sundays, Saturdays when I get the mills. What I actually do is I separate everything into separate baggies, and that is one for each mill. And what I normally do is have 2 smoothies a day, and then 1 meal a day, and 2 to 3 snacks a day, just low calorie snacks. So if that's something you're planning on trying to lose weight, that is something that I do recommend. And not quite sure what I'm doing here. I think that it is blending, but I'm not quite sure because I might have stepped away to get something else because there was a couple things that I forgot. But I guess it was still blending while I stepped away, so my bad. I had just forgot that I left it blending. Sometimes if I leave it blending, it is moving so much that it moves around the corner and like moves around the counter, so that's why I hold the top of it. As you can see, I'm adding a little bit more water just because it is super thick, and if it's super thick, it's going to be really hard to drink, especially out of a straw that I drink out of. And here again, I am just going to blend it. And what I like to do is when I blend it, I like to blend it for about 1 to 2 minutes because, like I said, I want it super smooth. I don't want any chunks in my smoothie at all. That just does not, I mean, every once in a while you might get like a little leaf or a little chunk, but I don't like it super chunky. So if you do not like it super chunky, I do recommend that you blend it for about 1 to 2 minutes once everything is chopped up, and that is what I am currently doing right now. And here I'm going to turn it off and just check it, make sure that everything looks okay, which as you can tell it does. It is green. Yes, it does look gross, but I can tell you that it is super amazing. I absolutely love this stuff. And here again, we're just going to pour it into the cup that I'm going to drink it out of. And yes, I am still drinking a gallon or more water a day. And as you can tell, there is going to be some left over. So what I normally do is set the pitcher into the sink, and then I will drink some of it down so that I can add the rest of it to it, because I do not want to waste any of it all. So I am currently doing that. But if you want to see more of these videos, please leave that down in the comments down below. I'm going to be trying different things like chia seeds, and there's a few other things that I'm going to try, so let me know, like I said, in the comments if you want to see more of these. And if you do like these type of videos, please give me a thumbs up. That way I know you like them. That way I know to do more of them. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit that red subscribe button down below and leave me a comment. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.